Okay, so we continue with the Aruch hashulchan, the next paragraph. The Aruch hashulchan just finished saying how Torah Shabbal Peh is necessary to understand any part of Torah Shabbal. No part of Torah Shabbal would be understood without the Torah Shabbal Peh on its side. And he continues, Gam Ikri Hamoados Nelam. Also the topic of the Moados, the Yom Tovim that we have during the year. Nelam Mosahu Chodesh Aviv. It is hidden from us when is Chodesh Aviv, the month of the spring. Umosahu Chodesh Asif, and when is the month of the fall, of gathering in. Harele Kol HaMadinos Shavin Bazeh. Every country, not all countries have the same seasonal times. So, for example, we're very used to the fact that in the summer we have, the summer is July and August, June, July, August. In some countries, if you go to South America, I believe, parts of Australia, other parts south of the equator, you'll have the summertime the opposite. You'll have the summertime when we have wintertime in December, January, February. So how do we know what the Torah means when it says Chag Asif or Chag Aviv? V'oid, and also Shatayra Amr V'Shachag Pesach Yeh B'Chodesh Harishain. The Torah also tells us that Pesach will be in the first month. Chag HaSukkos b'Chodesh HaShvi, and Chag HaSukkos is in the 7th month. V'arei Hashana anu moinem Tishrei. We count the year starting from Tishrei, starting from Rosh Hashanah. Ulefize haya lanu lases Pesach b'Tishrei v'Sukkos b'Nisan. According to that cheshbon, that the year starts from Tishrei, we should be making Pesach in Tishrei because it's the 1st month, and Sukkos in Nisan, where the Torah says it's the 7th month. So again, our calendars don't work out with the way the pasuk doesn't work out with the way we have our Yom Tovim, according to the Torah Shebachsav. Many times the Torah says you should eat matzahs for 7 days. But in Re'eh Kosov it says it says you should eat matzah for 6 days. So that's a contradiction. So what does the Torah Shebachsav mean? Wouldn't know what it means at the end of the day. Uva mitzvahs tefillin ksiv, and by tefillin it says ukshartum lois al yadecha. You should tie the tefillin straps on your hand, and you should put the box on top of your eyes. But ma nikshar, the truth is I translate it as the boxes and the straps. But what should you be tying? Mahi tmunasam. What does it look like? What you're tying? The Torah doesn't give us a description. Uva mitzvahs tzitzis ksiv, and by tzitzis it says, v'asulahem tzitzis. It says you should make tzitzis. Eza tzitzis. What is tzitzis? Uvar minim shabalulav, and by the arba minim malulav on sukkahs pirsha kola shleisha minim, it explains the 3 minim of hadasam aravos and lulav. Ber hetev, it explains it well. But vahamino ravi, the 4th min, the esrog stama, is very unclear. And this is actually one of the greatest rayas, one of the greatest proofs they talk about in regards to the truth, the eternal truth of the Torah, of Torah Shabbal Peh. Because the Torah uses such a vague expression. Because it writes pre-Eitz Hadar, a beautiful peri, a beautiful fruit. Why doesn't it explain what that is? A beautiful fruit is, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. It's such a strange thing for the Torah to describe what to take by saying beautiful if it means something so specific as an esrog. Also by Rosh Hashanah, it says that you should have a day of blowing. It doesn't say what is the trua. How do you blow? And another place in Torah it says you should use chatzaitzers. You should use what we call trumpets. And here, when the Torah says Yom Trua, we know for some reason that it means shofar. How do you know it means shofar without the Torah Shabbal Peh? The same thing when it comes to the halachas of slaughtering. It says you should shecht, you should slaughter your cattle and your sheep, like I commanded you. What do you mean? Where did Hashem command this to us? So, what does it mean to shecht? Does it mean to knock the animal with a hammer on its head? Or does it mean to cut the throat? Or the neck, or other ways to kill an animal. When it comes to when it comes to dinim, a court case between man and his friend, the Torah really doesn't explain even a little, what the halachos of between man and his friend are. Rak dinei shomrim, it tells us clearly the halachos of shomrim. If you're safeguarding an object of your friends, but that's about it. Ha'amnam. Because most of the foundations of Torah were really given in a Kabbalah and a tradition to Moshe and Sinai, Sinai, V'hu Moshe Yeshua, and he gave it to Yeshua, Ad Nevi'im until the Nevi'im, V'ad Anshe Knesset Israel, and them to the Anshe Knesset Agdoyle. Ketan Bereish Avos, like it tells us in the first Mishnah in Avos. Like the Rambam says, in his Hakdama, the Rambam says lechibor hayara chazaka, and the yara chazaka, the Rambam says the kola mitzvah shnemer l'Moshe b'Sinai Rabbeinu b'Sinai. All the mitzvahs that Moshe Rabbeinu was told on Sinai b'pirusha nitnu, they were given with their explanations. Shnemer, as it says in the pasuk, ve'en elches luchos ha'even, Hashem gave us the luchos ha'even, ve'ha Torah, ve'ha mitzvah. So Torah zu Torah shebachsav. Torah refers to Torah shebachsav. V'ha mitzvah zu pirusham. Mitzvah refers to that Hashem gave us, together with the Torah shebachsav, Hashem gave us a pirush, an explanation. V'tzivanu lasis ha-Torah al pi ha-mitzvah. And Hashem commanded us to do the Torah b'chsav based on the mitzvah, the Torah shebal peh. U'mitzvah zu hiya nikras Torah shebal peh. And this mitzvah refers, as he just said, to Torah shebal peh. And that's why Moshe had to stay on the Har for 40 days and 40 nights. He had to be on Har Sinai. Why? To accept Torah Shebal Peh. Because the luchos by themselves, kefi pshuton, simply, in a short amount of time, he would have understood them. Why did he have to stay there for 40 days? Because there was so much more to learn, because the pirush of Torah Shebal Peh took a lot of time. So this is how the Rambam is, the Aruch hashulchan is getting to the idea of the purpose of Torah Shebal Peh and how necessary again it is for one to be learning Torah Shebachsav with the Torah Shebal Peh.